On March 8, 2014, a day like any other, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport. It was a scheduled passenger flight destined for Beijing, China, a journey that was supposed to be routine. The Boeing 777 carried 227 passengers and 12 crew members, all eager to reach their destination. The flight plan was straightforward: a well-traveled route across the South China Sea, a path taken by many flights daily. The captain was an experienced pilot with thousands of flight hours under his belt, a veteran of the skies. The weather was clear, with no storms or turbulence expected, and the plane had no known technical issues. It was a routine flight, like countless others that took to the skies that day. Nothing seemed amiss. Everything was proceeding as planned. Passengers settled in for the journey, some reading, others sleeping, all unaware of the tragedy about to unfold. The flight proceeded normally, climbing to its cruising altitude, with the crew maintaining regular communication with air traffic control. About 40 minutes after takeoff, as Flight MH370 approached Vietnamese airspace, something unusual happened. The plane deviated from its planned flight path. It turned west, away from its intended route to Beijing. Air traffic control in Kuala Lumpur tried to contact the plane, but there was no response. The transponder, which transmits the plane's location, stopped working. Flight MH370 had vanished from radar screens. The sudden disappearance sparked confusion and concern among air traffic controllers. They immediately contacted surrounding countries to see if anyone had picked up the plane on their radar. Initial search efforts focused on the South China Sea, where the plane was last detected. The area was vast and challenging, with search teams working around the clock to cover as much ground as possible. Ships and planes from multiple countries scoured the area for any sign of the missing aircraft. The international community came together, pooling resources and expertise in a desperate bid to find answers. Days turned into weeks, but the search yielded no significant findings. The vast expanse of the ocean and the lack of concrete evidence made the task increasingly daunting. The lack of debris puzzled investigators. Despite extensive efforts, not a single piece of the aircraft was found, leading to growing frustration and confusion. It was as if the plane had simply vanished into thin air. The mystery of its disappearance deepened with each passing day. The mystery deepened as data analysis revealed that MH370 had flown for several hours after its last contact. This new information suggested that the plane had deviated significantly from its intended flight path. The search area expanded, guided by limited data from satellites that had briefly communicated with the plane. These satellite pings provided crucial, albeit sparse, clues about the plane's possible trajectory. The new search zone was in the southern Indian Ocean, thousands of miles from the original search location. This remote and inhospitable area presented new challenges, but search teams remained determined to uncover the truth. Theories about what happened to Flight MH370 abounded. One possibility was a catastrophic mechanical failure, such as a sudden decompression or a fire. Such an event could have disabled the crew and rendered the plane uncontrollable. Another theory focused on potential pilot error or incapacitation. Could the pilots have suffered from hypoxia, a lack of oxygen, leading to disorientation in the plane's deviation? Was there a deliberate act by one of the pilots? Investigators examined the pilots' backgrounds, training records, and any possible motives. However, no concrete evidence emerged to support the theory of pilot suicide or foul play. Section 5. The Deliberate Act Theory. The deliberate act theory gained traction as investigators struggled to find a plausible explanation for the plane's strange flight path. Some experts believed that the plane's deviation, its silence, and its long flight after disappearing from radar pointed to a hijacking. However, no group claimed responsibility, and no demands were ever made. The lack of a clear motive or any communication from potential hijackers made this theory less likely. Some speculated about the involvement of a rogue state or a terrorist organization. However, no evidence supported these claims, and intelligence agencies found no credible threats related to MH370. Section 6. The most plausible explanation. While no definitive conclusion has been reached, the most plausible explanation is a deliberate act by the pilot. This theory has been pieced together through meticulous investigation and analysis of the available data. This theory is based on the plane's sustained flight away from its planned route, which suggests a deliberate deviation. The deliberate disabling of communication systems further supports this theory, indicating an intentional effort to avoid detection. The flight profile, consistent with someone intentionally avoiding radar and other tracking systems, adds to the plausibility of this explanation. However, without the plane's wreckage and the flight data recorder, the exact motive remains a mystery. The absence of these crucial pieces of evidence leaves many questions unanswered. Was it a planned suicide mission? Did the pilot have personal or psychological issues that led to this tragic decision? Were there other factors at play, such as external threats or mechanical failures that contributed to the incident? The lack of a definitive answer continues to fuel speculation and debate among experts and the public alike. Despite the ongoing investigations and numerous theories, the deliberate act theory remains the most widely accepted explanation among experts, as it aligns with the available evidence and known flight patterns. Section 7. Families left in limbo. The disappearance of Flight MH370 had a devastating impact on the families of the passengers and crew. The uncertainty surrounding their loved one's fate was agonizing. They clung to hope, praying for their safe return. The lack of closure compounded their grief. Families grappled with the unimaginable, their lives forever changed by the tragedy. The emotional toll was immense, leaving many with a profound sense of loss and unanswered questions. Support groups and counseling services were offered to the families, but the pain and uncertainty lingered. They continued to seek answers, demanding a thorough investigation and accountability. Section 8. The search continues. The search for MH370 became the most expensive in aviation history. Multiple countries, led by Australia, deployed sophisticated equipment and dedicated significant resources to locate the wreckage. The search area, guided by satellite data, covered a vast expanse of the southern Indian Ocean. Autonomous underwater vehicles scoured the seabed, searching for any trace of the missing plane. Despite years of effort, the search yielded only a few pieces of debris confirmed to be from MH370. The plane's main wreckage, including the crucial flight data recorder, remained elusive. Section 9. A lasting mystery. The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 remains one of the greatest aviation mysteries of all time. Despite extensive investigations and searches, the exact cause of the tragedy and the final resting place of the plane are still unknown. The lack of a definitive answer continues to haunt the families of the victims and captivates the world. The case serves as a stark reminder of the complexities of aviation and the limits of our understanding. MH370 stands as a chilling testament to the enduring power of mystery and the profound impact of aviation tragedies on those left behind.